Hello students, welcome back, and I hope you must be enjoying my lectures. Now in this session we will be concentrating on how to find out the trigonometric function of an angle of 18 degree, and you shall also get to know once you can find out the angle of 18 degree, you can also compute the trigonometric function of an angle of 36 degree and so on. We shall also discuss the application of trigonometry in optimization and various related formulae, and we shall also discuss questions based on it as well as questions based on summation of series, like how do we calculate the sum of series of the form cos alpha plus beta plus cos alpha plus 2 beta and so on. So let's begin. Okay, so now we shall discuss how do we find out the trigonometrical functions of an angle of 18 degree. So see, as far as finding out the trigonometric angles of 18 degree is concerned, you can either learn the formula or there is also a way to a method to compute this angle, but obviously in exams like IIT JEE you cannot dare to waste your time, so it would be better if you just remember the formula. So sine 18 degree is root 5 minus 1 by 4. Then what you can do is you just remember this formula, and obviously then you can find out the value of cos 18 degree, or if that it is possible you can also directly memorize this formula also. Cos 18 degree would be equal to under root of 1 minus sine square 18 degree. You know the formula, sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So if I take theta to be 18 degree, so I have sine square 18 plus cos square 18 is 1. So cos 18 would be 1 minus sine square 18 degree under root, or the direct value if you want to learn is this. So similarly you can find out the value of cos 36 degree. You don't need to memorize it, because cos 36 degree would be equal to, if I assume cos 2 theta where my theta is 18 degree, then this can be written as cos 2 into 18, that is 1 minus 2 sine square 18, and so that will be 1 minus 2. Now you can square this value and you will get it as root 5 plus 1 by 4. So these values are important because you can have questions based on them, in the sense that in some questions if you know this value, you can easily compute the you can easily solve out the question. So let us discuss one example based on this. Prove that sine pi by 5 Prove that sine pi by 5, sine 2 pi by 5, sine 3 pi by 5, sine 4 pi by 5 is equal to 5 by 16. So LHS if I take is sine pi by 5, sine 2 pi by 5, sine 3 pi by 5, sine 4 pi by 5. So this is equal to, this is in fact sine 36 degree, sine 72 degree, then I have sine 108 degree and sine 144 degree, right? So this is sine 36, sine 36, sine 72. This can be written as 180 minus 72, 100 can be written as this, and then I can write this also as 108 minus 36. So this becomes sine 36, sine 72, sine, now this is 180 minus theta, so trigonometric function will remain as it is, and we have sine 72, sine will also remain positive because this lies in second quadrant. Then I have sine of 36 degree. So this gives me sine square 36 degree and sine square 72 degree. So this is equal to 5 minus root 5 by 8 into 5 plus root 5 by 8. So I have a minus b into a plus b, that means a square minus b square by 64, and so this is equal to 5 by 16, right? So we have got the answer. Now in this question, now first of all, obviously what we did was we tried to compute these, convert these angles into some form of this angle if that is possible, and then if you know the value of sine 36, even if you know the value of sine 18, you will be able to compute these values, and therefore we have arrived at the answer. Next we have the application of trigonometry in optimization. Sine and cosine have bounded values between -1 and 1, this all of you must be knowing. Tangent and cotangent are unbounded functions. Cosec and sec have values greater than 1 and less than -1. And sin square x lies between 0 and 1, cos square x lies between 0 and 1, and tan square x is greater than equal to 0, sec square x is greater than equal to 1. If maximum value of a function is b and minimum value a, then range is obviously a, b. We shall also discuss some questions based on this. The first example that we have is y is cos 2x plus 3 sin x. Find the range of y. So y is given as cos 2x plus 3 sin x. I can write cos 2x, if you remember, cos 2x can be written in various forms. We can write it as 1 minus 2 sin square x, or you can write it as 2 cos square x minus 1. So I write here as 1 minus 2 sin square x because I have another function of sine. So this is what I have, right? So this is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square x minus 3 by 2 sin x. If I have taken out minus 2 common, so I am left with sin square x minus 3 by 2. You can see it becomes plus 3 sin x. Now I try to make it a perfect square, so I will have to add and subtract 9 by 16. That is half square of half of this term, right? So I have 3 by 4 whole square, that becomes 9 by 16. So I have to add and subtract 9 by 16. This becomes 1 minus 2 sin x minus 3 by 4 whole square plus 9 by 8. So this is equal to 17 by 8 minus 2 sin x minus 3 by 4 whole square. So this is our y. Now you have to comment on the range of y. That means you need the maximum as well as the minimum value of y. So for that, what we will do is, now you have got y is this, y max would be if this quantity becomes 0. Obviously, if you are not to subtract anything from this quantity, then it will be the maximum value of y. So my y max would be 17 by 8 at sin x is 3 by 4. This can become 0 only when sin x becomes 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 minus 3 by 4 will become 0. Similarly, y minimum is equal to minus 4 at sin x is minus 1. The minimum value that sin x can take is minus 1. So if this becomes minus 1, then we get the minimum value of y, and so y minimum becomes minus 4 at sin x equal to minus 1, and therefore range of y is, that is, y belongs to minimum value is minus 4 and maximum value is 17 by 8. So this is the range of y. Next question says y is a square tan square x plus b square cot square x, ab is greater than equal to 0, then find the minimum value of y. So y is a square tan square x plus b square cot square x, right? So again what I will do is I will add and subtract 2ab so that it becomes a perfect square. So it becomes a tan x minus b cot x, or I can write b by tan x whole square, and then we have plus 2ab. Now see, this quantity is always greater than equal to 2ab because we have a square plus 2ab. So this is always positive, and therefore this quantity will always be greater than or equal to 2ab, and therefore the minimum value of y is 2ab. See, these questions are quite simple. Okay, now we have some standard identities in triangle. So first of all, we have sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c is 4, sin a, sin b, sin c. Cos 2a plus cos 2b plus cos 2 is minus 1 minus 4 cos a, cos b, cos c. Then we have sin a plus sin b plus sin c is 4 cos a by 2, cos b by 2, cos c by 2. Cos a plus cos b plus cos c is 1 plus 4 sin a by 2, sin b by 2, sin c by 2. Tan a plus tan b plus tan c is tan a, tan b, tan c. tan a by 2 tan b by 2 plus tan c by 2 tan b by 2 plus tan c by 2 tan a by 2 is equal to 1. See, trigonometry is over flooded with formulae, so you'll have to practice a very good number of questions because it is not possible to memorize such a big list, right? So once you practice questions, it will automatically get fit into your brain. Okay, so we have an example based on this that says prove that cos a plus cos b plus cos c is equal to 1 plus 4 sin a by 2 sin b by 2 sin c by 2. So we have cos a plus cos b plus cos c minus 1. First of all, we consider this, right? So this is equal to, if I collect these two terms, that means 2 cos a plus b by 2 cos a minus b by 2 plus cos c minus 1. This is what we get. Then this gives me 2 cos, now a plus b plus c is pi. So I can write a plus b by 2 as pi by 2 minus c by 2 cos a minus b by 2, and rest terms remain as it is. Then we have cos 90 minus theta. At 90 minus theta, the trigonometric function changes. Therefore, we have 2 sin c by 2 cos a minus b by 2, and this was c and this was 1, plus now cos c can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2 minus 1. So this becomes 2 sin c by 2 cos a minus b by 2 minus 2 sin square c by 2. 1 and 1 get cancelled. So this gives me 2 sin c by 2 cos a minus b by 2 minus sin. Now I have taken 2 sin c by 2 common, so I am left with sin c by 2. Sin c by 2 can be written as pi by 2 minus a plus b by 2, right? So after this we have, this is equal to 2 sin c by 2 and 2 sin a by 2 sin b by 2. After this we get this, and therefore this in result is equal to 2 get multiplied, and therefore we have 4 sin a by 2 sin b by 2 sin c by 2. So we have proved that cos a plus cos b plus cos c minus 1 is equal to 4 sin a by 2 sin b by 2 sin c by 2. Next is we have summation of series. Summation of series is if you have a series of the form cos alpha plus beta, then plus cos alpha plus 2 beta and so on, or you can have it in the form of sine. So we'll discuss it with the help of examples. The example says find the sum of series cos pi by 11 plus cos 3 pi by 11 plus cos 5 pi by 11 plus cos 7 pi by 11 plus cos 9 pi by 11. So first of all, what we notice here is that here the angles are in AP of 5 terms, right? And where n is 5, n is number of terms, so that is 5. Then alpha, if it denotes the first term, it is pi by 11. Let beta denote the common difference. If you remember the AP, what is arithmetic progression, in that we have common difference d. So here let us denote it by beta, and then beta in this case is 2 pi by 11, and therefore you will need to find out the value of 2 beta, that becomes pi by 11. Now here we have it in the form of cos, the series is of cos. So if you have a series of cos, this is the formula that is used: cos alpha plus beta plus cos alpha plus 2 beta plus so on cos alpha plus n minus 1 beta is equal to sin n beta by 2 by sin beta by 2 into cos alpha plus n minus 1 beta by 2. Okay. So this is the formula that we are going to use. So you just need to substitute the values in this formula. Now this becomes sine n here is 5, beta by 2 is pi by 11. So we have sine 5 pi by 11 by sine beta by 2 is pi by 11. Then we have cos alpha is pi by 11 plus n is 5, so n minus 1 becomes 4 into beta by 2 is pi by 11. So this is what we have. So this becomes equal to sine 5 pi by 11 by sine pi by 11 cos of 4 pi plus pi is pi, so 5 pi, so we have cos 5 pi by 11. So what I do now is that I can multiply and divide numerator and denominator by 2. So I have 2 sine 5 pi by 11 cos 5 pi by 11 by sine pi by 2 sine pi by 11, right? So this becomes, if you remember the formula, 2 sine a cos a is sine 2a. So we have sine 10 pi by 11 by 2 sine pi by 11. Now sine 10 pi by 11 can be written as pi minus pi by 11, right? And this remains as it is. So sine pi minus pi by 11, sine 180 minus theta, second quadrant, so positive sign, and at 180 minus theta the trigonometric function does not change. So this becomes sine pi by 11, so this gets cancelled and we ultimately get it as half. We have the result as 1 by 2. Next is s equal to cosec x plus cosec 2x plus cosec 4x plus cosec 2 raised to n x is cot x by 2 minus cot 2 raised to n x by 2. This is what we are required to prove. So first of all, s is cosec x, cosec 2x, cosec 4x plus so on cosec 2 raised to nx. This is what is given to you. So let us first consider cosec x, the term cosec x. So cosec x can be written as sin x by 2 by sin x by 2 sin x. Cosec x is basically 1 by sin x. So what am I doing? I write it as 1 by sin x and then I multiply and divide by sin x by 2. So this is equal to sin x minus x by 2, x by 2 is x minus x by 2, and this is sin x by 2 sin x. This is equal to now sin a minus b, so I can write it as sin x cos x by 2 minus cos x sin x by 2 divided by sin x by 2 sin x. So if I take it sin x cos x by 2 by sin x by 2 cos sin x, then we have it as cot x by 2 minus, and this becomes cot x, right? So we have cot x by 2 minus cot x. Cosec x is equal to this. Now what about my given series? S becomes cot x by 2 minus cot x plus cot x minus cot 2x plus cot 2x minus cot 2 square x. Okay, this is cot 2 square x plus so on cot 2 raised to n minus 1 x minus cot 2 raised to n x. Now if you once you cancel out the terms, like minus cot x and cot x gets cancelled, then minus cot 2x plus cot 2x gets cancelled, and therefore this ultimately yields s is equal to cot x by 2 minus cot 2 raised to n x. So this is basically the answer. So I hope you must have understood about the application of trigonometry in optimization as well as the summation of series, how to be calculate the sum of series of the form cos alpha plus beta and so on. So now in the next session we will be studying about the solution of triangle, in which we will be studying various important formulae like sine rule, cosine rule, Napier analogy and so on. So stay tuned.